Don't move. The command ricochets through the concrete stairwell as Elena Rowe feels the rails slide under her palm. The metal tread is slick with cleaner. The warning cone sits one landing below, useless from here. Her heel skids. Gravity comes for her. A blue sleeve flashes up the flight. A body collides with hers. The world flips a steel shoulder rubber mat and stops. She is not falling. She is breathing hard on the landing jacket, twisted pulse pounding in her ears. The janitor who caught her forces a thin breath. Got you? Elena blinks. She had chosen to walk these stairs alone to see the building as it was not as prepared for auditors. She didn't expect the detergent to be fresh. Are you hurt? The man asks, hands hovering near her elbow, careful not to touch. Neck ankles. I'm fine, she says, voice rough. I slipped. Stair was wet. He nods at the sheen on the step. Should have had a cone up here, too. Footsteps rattle above. Ms. Rowe. Russo, the facilities manager, leans over the rail tie, crooked, two engineers at his shoulder. He takes in the tableau CEO on the landing janitor braced like a human crash mat, and color climbs his neck. What happened? I lost my footing, Elena says. She entered an active cleaning zone, the janitor says at the same time, steady, respectful. Heard the slip. Came up. Broke the fall. Russo points toward the taped chain across the landing below. Active zone is sealed. You don't cross during inspection. It's in training. Training also says mark the top and bottom, the janitor replies before he can stop himself. I'll file the report. Elena looks between them. Protocol. Liability. She knows the words too well. She doesn't want this to turn into a rulebook argument while adrenaline still prickles her hands. What's your name? She asks. Cal, he says. Cal Foster. Thank you, Mr. Foster. She stands testing her ankle. I'm fine. Let's slow down. The door bangs open on level 27. Security steps in with radios and a paramedic. The pen light flashes. She waves it off. The chief holds out a clipboard to Cal. By protocol, you're placed on administrative leave pending investigation. Badge, please. Elena feels a click behind her ribs. Is that necessary? I'm afraid so, the chief says. Active safety incident, until procedures are reviewed. He leaves the rest unsaid. Cal unclips his badge and sets it on the clipboard like a fragile thing. No argument, no sigh. Russo looks uncomfortable. We'll sort it out, he mutters, eyes on his shoes. Elena swallows the impulse to countermand. The last CEO bent rules in public and it cost a lawsuit and a hand. She chooses restraint. It tastes like rust. Mr. Foster, she says evenly, please file your statement with HR today. Of course. Cal stands taller than she expected, shoulders squared. There is a steadiness to him, the practiced calm of someone who has learned to breathe through bad news. He glances at the step, then at her heels. Next time, he says almost wry, both hands on the rail. Heels and cleaner have a vendetta. The line lands. Elena lets out a breath that might be a laugh. Duly noted. They ride the elevator up because the paramedic insists. Muzak apologizes from a tinny speaker. Russo stares at the floor numbers. Cal looks nowhere in particular, as if giving the world privacy. On the executive floor, the CFO intercepts them. Elena auditors are waiting. Are you hurt? I'm fine, she says. Mr. Foster is going to HR. The CFO's eyes flick to the mop water on Cal's sleeve, then away. Good. Legal is drafting incident language. We cannot afford another claim. Cal is still and quiet. He's learned the choreography of corporate hallways, step back for expensive shoes, vanish on cue. He doesn't resent it. He catalogs it. Elena's jaw tightens at the CFO's tone. Not fear. Fatigue. At HR, a receptionist hands Cal a form and a pen that skips. He prints neat block letters. He writes what happened. He does not write that he knew the sound of a body losing balance because he once caught a child off a porch step in exactly that way. He writes simply, heard slip? Assisted. No injury observed. This is routine, the HR rep says kindly. While we review, how long? 48 hours, maybe a week. Lower voice, people saw. You did a good thing. Good things get heavy. He offers a tired half smile. You carry them anyway. He signs. He turns in a locker key. He wipes his hands on a lemon-scented towel. By the time he reaches the service corridor, the building smells like it always does at midday, coffee, paper dust, ambition. He takes the long way to the ground floor. On 18 marketers sprint past with foam boards. On 12, someone argues with an espresso machine. On 5 payroll debates, a holiday schedule. Life folds around earthquakes inside other people as if they were drafts under a door. He checks his phone near security. 2 messages, a dentist reminder, and a voice memo from a little girl practicing a recital that wanders between bold and wobbly. He listens to the last 3 notes twice. At the desk, the chief scans the badge. The reader chirps a denial. You'll get a call, he says, almost apologetic. Cal nods. I'll keep my phone on. Foster Russo calls. He approaches slower now. Hey. He searches for words and finds honest ones. I pulled the camera. You probably saved her a broken wrist, probably, Cal says. Russo shifts. Still. Paperwork. Still, Cal agrees. No bitterness, just weather. If it helps write that I'd do it again. Russo really looks at him, then nods. That's the thing. I know you would. Cal turns to the glass doors. The city throws back 100 reflections taxis, a bus sighing to a stop, a woman weaving through the flow with a phone to her ear. He reaches into his pocket and touches the fold of paper there, crisp edges, careful lines. He cut it this morning before his shift, a paper star bent at the tips by hands too big for delicate things. He leaves it in his pocket. Some promises are private. Behind him, the elevator dings. Somewhere above, meetings resume metrics, reset narratives, polish themselves. Ahead, the day waits ordinary as bread. He pushes through the door and steps into it. He doesn't know it yet, but the woman he caught will remember the feel of the world pausing when his arms closed around her. She will remember a sentence that on paper looks like a reprimand but sounds like grace. Alive is better. By the time Cal reaches the revolving doors, the building has already rewritten the story. Security calls it incident protocol. Legal calls it containment. The CFO calls it risk. Cal calls it Tuesday. He steps into the light and blinks. Midtown is a river of lunch-hour noise horns, heels, pigeons, the steam of street carts blurring the edges of everything. A small figure in a paper crown sits on a bench across the plaza, legs too short to touch the ground. The crown is made from notebook paper and highlighter stars. Maya Cal stops. What are you doing here? She hops down and runs to him, the crown wobbling. You said we'd make lunch special, she says, breathless. I came to find you. It's my birthday, remember? 8 is intense. He glances back at the glass wall where the lobby reflects them as 2 small shapes in a world of chrome. He takes her backpack with one hand and her hand with the other. 8 is very intense, he says. Let's honor it properly. They cut through the side street to a deli with a chalkboard sign that promises soup like someone's grandmother made it. The owner is a man whose apron has seen 1,000 sandwiches. He greets them by name because Cal cleans the sidewalk in front twice a week without being asked. Grilled cheese, special, the owner says. Tomato soup, perfect, Cal says. 2 waters. And, do you have any candles? Small ones. The owner lifts a brow, then rummages under the counter and produces a bent little number 8 candle green. It's seen better days, he admits. But so have I. It's perfect, Maya says. They sit in the back booth where the faux wood is peeling. Maya swings her feet and hums fragments of the piece she's been practicing. Cal listens smiling at the parts where her pitch finds courage, wincing gently at the parts where it slips. He will not correct. Not today. Did you save anyone today? She asks straight-faced like it's a normal question. Cal considers. I caught someone who needed catching, he says, careful. Then I practiced letting go. She nods, satisfied by the rhyme. You always say catching is a reflex and letting go is a choice. Smart man who said that, Cal says. You said that she says eyes dancing.